Morning. Thank you for joining us for the BPM Change Management PRR Review Monthly Meeting. My name is Nicole Hines, representing ISO Customer Readiness, and I will be facilitating today's conference. Today's call is going to be recorded. These recordings are for informational and convenience purposes only, and any related transcriptions should not be reprinted without the ISO's permission. As a reminder, these monthly calls are structured to stimulate an honest dialogue and engage in different perspectives. While we welcome comments and questions, please remember to keep comments professional and respectful. We will be taking questions throughout the call today. If you are dialed in by phone only and not on the WebEx, you can enter the question queue at any time by pressing #2 on your telephone keypad. If you're connected audio through the WebEx platform, please use the raise hand feature located above the chat box in the lower right-hand side of your screen. Please also introduce yourself before asking your questions. And if you need technical assistance during the call today, please send a chat message to the event producer. The purpose of today's meeting is to discuss PRRs that are in the initial and recommendation stage. We will be discussing a total of 13 PRRs today. 5 are in the initial stage and 8 are in the recommendation stage. All PRRs were submitted by the ISO. The purpose of the BPMs are to set forth business practices that implement the ISO tariff. Each year we conduct a yearly policy initiative roadmap to consider and rank initiatives. Policy changes submitted through PRR process will be referred to the policy initiative roadmap, and each subject area in a BPM is based on enabling language in the ISO tariff. PRR process cannot be used to introduce changes that are not supported by existing tariff authority. The first BPM we're going to be talking about today is demand response. PRR 1588 is in the recommendation stage, and I will hand that over to Hueda.
Hi everyone, this is Hueda Ahmed. PRR 58 has changes related to First Order 2222. They currently just finished the recommendation stage. We received no comments, and our next step is to post final decisions.
Are there any questions about this PRR? All right, hearing none, thanks, Hueda. The next BPM is going to be the reliability requirements. PRR 1582 is also in the recommendation stage, and I will hand this one over to Melanie.
PRR 1582 is for clarifications and cleanup. This was to provide clarifications around our supply plan uploads, fix broken links, and to reflect tariff changes that eliminate the 0 megawatt RUC availability bid for NGR resources. The comment period expired on October 15th. The next step is to post final decision. Are there any questions for this PRR?
All right, thanks, Melanie. The next set of BPMs, we have the energy and balance market, market instruments, and market operations. Those are all going to be handled by Michael. So, Michael, I will hand it over to you to discuss the next series of BPMs.
Okay, good morning. Michael Martin in operations. This is PRR 1594. It's a change to the load-based schedule calculation used in settlements of EIM in the resource efficiency evaluation. There's a bit of detail in here about how base schedules for resource sufficiency is used, specifically for generation or interchange. With the change, one of the most specific changes is the change to how it does not change how outages or manual dispatches or e-tagging for resource sufficiency tests. So we did not get any comments, and the comment period expired on October 15th, and the next step would be to post the recommendation. Any questions on this PRR? Okay, moving on to market instruments PRRs. We'll start with 1586. This is the addition of 2 fields to the GRDT, the Generation Resource Data Template, to support FERC Order 2222, and it's basically 2 new fields in that template that you identify if you're a distributed resource type and then what type of baseline methodology you wish to use. And I think we have a question back on. Before we go back to the question, make sure I finish this one. Recommendation comment on this one, we didn't get any, and it's the same period ending on October 15th. We would go to post the final decision on PRR 1586. Any questions on 1586 before going? I think I saw something jump up on 1594.
So, like all this extra
I see Todd Ryan has your hand raised. Can we get that line unmuted, please?
This is in a while, but again, anything on here.
Todd Ryan with Pacific Gas and Electric. Apologies if I missed this, but in all the material, I didn't understand what was motivating the change for 1594 at this moment. Can you elaborate on what has precipitated this change?
That I'm not. I'm going to have to admit that I don't know, unless Jenny or someone from Market Quality happens to be on this call. I might have to defer this answer and get back to you. I apologize.
I would really appreciate it, because it helps. I don't want to judge the appropriateness of this change until I understand the problem it's trying to solve. And I don't believe any of that material was provided in the BPM portal, nor was it provided in previous presentations. So my comments, if I were to submit them today, would be, I don't think we should move forward with this until we can understand the problem further.
I see. So sure, which there, this is an additional couple sentences to the overall resource efficiency evaluation. I refer you to that section, and specifically the load base schedule adjustments area, which I think we put in back in the resource efficiency evaluation project a couple of years ago. How about this? Email me that question specifically, mmartin@CAISO, or you can also include the BPM email, and we'll get back to you.
I'd appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Thank you. And the BPM mailbox is bpm_cm@CAISO.com.
I would want
okay. Jumping now to PRR 1591. This is an emergency PRR, updates to the hourly energy shaping factor, and this is part of the price formation enhancement phase 2 initiative, and there's an attachment to this BPM attachment P that updates how the hourly energy price shaping factor is calculated, and this was implemented, or to be implemented, coming up on November 14th, which is faster than the normal PRR cycle. That is why this is considered an emergency. We haven't received any comments on this one either. At this point, we're looking to post the recommendation. Okay, moving to PRR 1592, this is an addition of a new report on OASIS to support the price corrections process enhancement phase 2 project. And this report contains descriptions, root cause, intervals, affected price locations, and the method of corrections. This is disclosure and transparency on price corrections and our price correction team information. No comments in the same period ending October 15th, and the next step is the post recommendation.
If you have any questions, as a reminder, if you're on the telephone, please hit #2. Otherwise, use the raise hand feature icon in the WebEx. Are there any current questions?
Okay, moving to PRR 1587, this is the process for the off-grid charging indicator, also known as a withdrawal limit. It's a master file setting, and there's details here that we provided on the steps that the CAISO regulatory contracts and master file teams do to implement that off-grid charging indicator, in coordination with scheduling coordinators and resource owners. So no comments in same period. Next step is to post the final decision. Moving to PRR 1590, scheduling coordinator responsibilities for FERC 2222 on distributed curtailed resources and distributed resource or energy resource aggregation resources, these two new types of DER resources introduced in FERC 2222, and it outlines the steps that SEs must perform to identify DER resources. At this point, no comments, and next step is to post a recommendation. And I think this is my last one, PRR 1593, change to price correction reporting. And this is another change as part of the price correction price. There's a typo here, I apologize, price enhancement phase 2 effort. This also reflects changes to the OASIS price correction report. And no comments or change to the expiration period. Next step, post recommendation.
Are there any questions? All right, thank you, Michael. The next BPM we're going to be discussing is settlements and billings. We have PRR 1583, 84, and 85. All three are in the recommendation stage. And I will, before we move on, I do see a hand was just raised.
Hi, this is Tanisha Hamilton with Tucson Electric Power. The PRR 1587, the process for off-grid charging indicator election, is that one going to have a some training related to it? I was kind of interested in understanding what this would kind of ultimately look like. I know it's a master file update, but is there a system that's going to be impacted?
Good question. I don't see, in looking at the detail here, any mention of training. I can touch base with Cindy Hinman, our external training guru, and see what that team's thinking. So I will do that and get back to you.
Thank you.
Sure.
All right, I do not see any other hands raised. So Massey, now I will hand it over to you.
Thank you very much, Nicole. Hello, everyone. My name is Massey Amati, and I'm going to go over settlement BPMs and PRRs. So the next three PRRs that I'm going to talk about, these are all associated with settlements 2024 fall release, which is scheduled to end in beginning of November, November 1st. So starting with PR 1583, this is associated with COTB losses, charge code 6976. COTB stands for California Oregon Transmission Project. The loss is scheduled at Tracy, and this impacts charge code 6976. We didn't receive any initial recommendation comments, and recommendation comment period expired October 15th. Next step is post-final decision. Any questions on PR 1583? All right, next PR 1584. This one is associated with RAIM and LESR. So we received a dispute on this. This is LESR stands for Limited Energy Resource, Energy Storage Resources, and RAIM is Resource Adequacy Assessment Incentive. And the two charge types that are impacted by this change are charge code 8830, which is monthly RAIM settlements, and 8831, which is monthly RAIM allocation. Now, unlike the other two PRRs, this PRR has a retro start. So when we deploy this fix on November 1st, this will go back to March 1st, 2023. And we didn't receive any comments and recommendation stage. Recommendation comment expired October 15th. So next step is post-final decision. Any question on PR 1584? Okay, our last PR for fall release is PR 1585. Now, this one is associated with a defect that was identified with TSMSP2. This enhancement, TSMSP2, went on our previous release, which was June 1st, 2024. And we identify a defect, and this defect is associated with ATC reservations. We are seeing double of the export quantities associated to that time. Now, this is a proactive correction, so the data will be corrected of November 1st going forward. We haven't received any recommendation. Recommendation comment expired October 15th. Next step is post-final decision. Any questions on PR 1585? No questions? Okay, thank you everyone for your time.
Thank you, Massey. The next BPM is the Scheduling Coordinator Certification and Termination BPM. PRR 1589 is in the recommendation stage. This TRR was to update information to add the extended day-ahead market to the application. So we included a checkbox for the EDM market for third-party scheduling coordinators as it pertains to EDM. The effective date was 8/27/2024. We did not receive any comments. The comment period expired October 15th, and the next step is to post the final decision. Are there any comments or questions on this PRR? All right, not hearing any. Our next BPM meeting will be on November 19th at 11 a.m. As always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or feedback, please email us at bpm_cm@cristo.com. One last call for questions before we conclude the meeting today. All right, not hearing any or seeing any hands raised. Thank you very much for joining, and I hope you have a great day.